Oh, well, I guess we click the button. Wonder if anybody's here. It's probably just me for now, since I'm a minute or two early. So enjoy. Wow, that's really bright. Brighter than I thought it would be. I'm going to turn this off and see what we got. You would not believe how many windows, or excuse me, how many lights are on me right now. It's absolutely ridiculous how bright it is in here, just to make these videos look nice. Oh, look, there's actually 3 people watching. I'm amazed. Hello. Thank you for joining this post Father's Day Monday Tug chat. We're just doing a little test here to see these live streams, see if they're going to work. Playing with some new software, audio, video. Hopefully, it looks nice to everyone out on the screen. If not, I'll continue to work on it. Well, somebody already left, so I guess maybe the lighting is not popular. Anyway, to get started, I did want to announce the giveaway winners. So we gave away some free memberships over the weekend, both to our TUG Facebook subscribers, as well as our YouTube subscribers. And the winners are, so forgive me if I'm looking back and forth because I got to read this stuff. Facebook winner was Lori Christensen. Thank you so much for supporting us on Facebook, Lori. I'll reach out to you through Facebook to get you set up with your membership or renewal. And the YouTube subscriber winner is Pam Brommel. Thank you so much for supporting TUG by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll watch this video later and see that you won. And I'll reach out to you as well to try and get your membership set up or renewed as applicable. So do want this to be successful. So forgive me if I'm working through some things. This is just a test to see if the live stream will work. I rarely get alone time during the afternoon with both me and my wife now working from home. Kind of hasn't ended since COVID. As well as my kids at summer camp and summer vacation. I'm sure many of you can relate to not having any free time at all. So with that said, I hope everyone had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. I know I did. Got to spend it with my family and speak to my father. But shout out to my own father for Happy Father's Day, Bill Rogers. He founded TUG many, many years ago, for those of you that don't know. And I'm very pleased to continue what he started, as well as those other owners with him so many years ago. And to moving forward, sorry, I'm scrolling through this and I went with some things out of order. So in the news over the weekend, biggest news going on right now are the website issues that are plaguing both Wyndham, WorldMark, and Vistana for that matter. The Wyndham/WorldMark website update was supposed to take an entire week. And as I understand it now, based on the responses on the forums, it's still not going very well. People are still experiencing problems. So not that that's anything new based on recent website upgrades for Wyndham. It seems like people are starting to think this is the new normal, but hopefully they get that sorted out. We don't like to hear of any inability for owners to actually make reservations. It's hard enough to do so, but certainly not compounded by issues with website upgrades trying to make things better and in actuality making things a bit worse. So our fingers are crossed that they'll get that sorted out, and everyone who's experiencing problems with making reservations or even browsing the Wyndham website or the WorldMark website as well, get that taken care of sooner rather than later. I did see a post earlier today that the Vistana website apparently was down for whatever reason today. That was an unexpected and an unplanned outage. Hopefully that will also get taken care of soon enough. But they are not alone, as even TUG experienced its own outage on Sunday. For whatever reason, Comcast users could not access Timeshare users group starting Sunday morning for Father's Day, including me. I couldn't even log in. I couldn't access anything. I had to turn off my Wi-Fi and access over my phone just to log into the forums to make sure everything was up and running. That seemed to be taken care of later on in the afternoon, but we're still getting reports of some people having issues. But by and large, that has been taken care of. And hopefully I can get to the TUG website. If not, please shoot me an email. Or try to log into something that's not on Comcast, as it appears to be specifically related to Comcast. Next item, our latest TUG video short was extremely popular. Got 700 views in less than a day, which is discussing basically what your timeshare is worth. I know many TUG members probably it's not new information, but these videos are pretty much meant to broaden the TUG horizons, broaden the TUG audience to reach people that aren't TUG members, but are timeshare owners. And the information that we pass, again, it's not something that's widely distributed, as if it were common knowledge that timeshare resale market existed and that you can buy a timeshare for $1, then this industry would certainly be changed in a fundamental way overnight. So we will continue to release videos like that that give owners the information that they need, and hopefully they find that information before they buy a timeshare so they can make that educated decision and not make a huge mistake, knowing that they could have bought something for far, far less. But it is what it is, and we can't get everyone, but we'll get as many as we can. And I've seen evidence that people watch our videos. Just one recently, a Diamond Resorts video. Someone saw it in time to actually rescind their purchase and then say, what, 12 grand or something like that. We were very, very pleased and very, very thankful that just in making that video, that saved that one person $12,000. It's hard to imagine that just making a video could result in some kind of savings like that, but it's what we hope for, and we do get emails on it every single day, helping people. Unfortunately, we're not reaching as many people as are unsuccessful in rescinding their timeshares. But again, just one is better than none, and we will continue to strive and improve on that every single day. I do have a couple comments. Thanks for doing the stream. Well, thank you for watching the stream. I certainly appreciate it. I need to try and be a little bit more interactive in that instead of just reading my notes here. But thank you very much for joining, and then we'll see. Look, we got a like and got 5 people watching now. I'm actually humbled. This is kind of a last minute thing. Honestly, didn't think anybody was going to watch. So thank you so much for tuning in. And one good learning lesson is that I definitely need to be more interactive with people chatting. So thank you very much for tuning in and commenting. And again, I hope you're enjoying the video for now, and I'll definitely get better as things move on. If you go back and look at the original TUG videos we made, the live stream via Zoom, man, that was terrible. I'll flat out admit it. It's hard to watch how things have changed in such a short time. And the learning curve for making YouTube videos is hi, 50. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. The learning curve for making YouTube videos and making them look halfway decent is absolutely staggering. I cannot express how much respect I have for people that do this and make them professional, make them look nice, make them look seamless. I will say that editing the video to get rid of all my ums and ahs and pauses, like that one just there, probably takes more than 5-6 times the amount. Thanks, Leanne. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Takes more time to edit these videos than it does to make them. Even recording a 60-second video is probably 2 hours worth of editing to clip all that. And when I'm going live, you hear all the junk that I am able to edit out. A lot of outtakes, a lot of mistakes that get edited out. And when we do these live videos, they just kind of you get it all. So hopefully you're entertained and I'm not rambling and getting bored, and more people are joining. So hopefully I'm doing something right. But the next video, as we're talking about our videos, is going to be a real popular, if not controversial one. It's discussing an email that we got from a member. We get these emails quite common, but this one specifically asked. She was very, very desperate, very, very unhappy. It's better to be alive. We agree. It's certainly easier. I have a lot less editing to do since you guys just get to see everything and experience me in all my glory without me being able to edit. I'm really bad with the ums. I know I am. I don't know why I get nervous in the live stuff. It's much easier to read the scripts. I know it sounds like in our videos I'm just speaking, but and I usually am. I write all of the stuff, but it's much easier to read to a camera than it is to talk to now a dozen people watching me. So it'll get easier as I get along. Hopefully it'll get better as these go on, and I'd like them to be more interactive and questions. I'll answer questions as long as you guys will type them. So, but back to what I just discussed. A lady was very, very desperate. She just bought a Westgate timeshare and was having second thoughts, and she wanted to know my opinion. And I'm sure many of you just hearing that term Westgate probably know what my opinion is, as it's shared with probably everyone else on TUG. So you know how that video is probably going to go, but stay tuned as it really helped that lady out. At least my answer through email did. She was able to make her decision based on her answer, and we're going to discuss that in our next TUG video that come out in the next week or so. So stay tuned. Now for the most fascinating topic of the weekend was a fan mail that we got this past weekend. Will live videos be on a particular day? Possibly. Again, my kids are in summer break, and so working from home in the studio here to try to schedule that, maybe. I would like to set up one on a regular day, and if we can do it at a regular time. I'm a kind of uh, I don't know if this is going to work out at 5 p.m. because it does kind of penalize the people on the West Coast, since it's, 2 or 3 p.m. Math is hard. Sorry. Maybe 1 or 2 p.m. there for a 4-hour time difference. So maybe we can do it a little bit later in the evening, depending on how cooperative my kids are in getting to bed. So we usually start that process at a certain time, and it takes anywhere from 1 to 3 hours to get my children to sleep. Oh, well, thank you very much for tuning in on the West Coast. Maybe I'll try the next one, maybe at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that gets more around the 4 or 5 p.m. West Coast. So we get more people able to watch the live stream. And I'll play with it. If we come up with a good time, or we get a good audience that is continually participating and able to tune in, I'll try and stick with that. And I can come up with a specific date. Right now, and not that you guys care, but my kids do gymnastics Monday and Wednesday, and wife took them today, and I get them on Wednesday. So I'll try to sort that out around my personal schedule and see if we can come up with a weekly timeshare chat that we can have. But 100%, if people are going to tune in to listen to me and look at this face and ask questions, I'm happy to schedule a time to do that on a weekly basis. This is actually fun for me, despite me clearly being nervous and uh, it definitely will get better. I promise. So I'm in beautiful Florida. Me too. It's so nice out here right now. I was out in the garden, helping my kids water the plants that they don't eat anything of. We planted a garden. They love the idea of gardening, but not so much eating what comes out of the garden. So, but that's a kid thing. Anywho, going back to the fan mail, I'm going to read this fan mail because it was fascinating. Like, it took me, I read it and I was originally extremely angry at the email that I got, and then I read it again, and I just had to share it with the community, since it's a very unique email. I'm not sure we've gotten something like that. Yeah, certainly not since I've been around for the past 20 years. Maybe my father used to get some of it before that, but here, I'll read it to you exactly. This user sent me an email saying, "I just joined TUG earlier this week. How do I cancel my membership and get a refund? You are just too negative in your editorials as well as your forums. I can't find a way to respond to all of the negative posts, and it just irritates me to read some of the slime posted by human debris, and I find my blood pressure rising with every post. Like an individual's comments about his actions at Myrtle Beach Ocean Watch. He seems so very proud of himself. This seems to be the base of your membership, and I don't wish to be associated with them." Well, unfortunately, I think the feeling's mutual based on the reactions to your email. There are too many Facebook groups that are much more positive and uplifting to waste my time reading your community's snarky comments. Please cancel my membership and refund my membership fee. I promise I won't be following you or your forums. So, yeah, that was uh, certainly a very fascinating email to read. Just to skip to the end, we certainly granted that user a refund. They just joined, weren't happy with the membership. I'm certainly not going to fight with someone over $15. It clearly was not a good fit for them and TUG. My original reaction was that they were probably angry at the chair hog video, and maybe they put their towel on a chair at the pool and someone took it away, and they got really mad. And they were mad at the TUG community applauding such efforts. As chair hogs is usually not a very, very fun topic, or a very uh, it is a very fun topic, but it's not very liked on TUG. People certainly don't like the activity that happens to have on most resorts, and who knows? I didn't find anything in that thread she mentioned that was particularly snarky, or certainly warranted calling someone slime and attributing that to the base of our membership. I firmly believe that TUG is a place where people can share their opinions on timeshares, as long as they do it in a calm and courteous manner, which is, the fundamental guideline of our forums, something everyone has to agree to upon joining. The email certainly didn't follow those guidelines, but it is what it is. Can't make everyone happy. And then I think that in this case, if that was their reaction to just a few days on TUG, then that is certainly not a good fit for Timeshare Users Group. And wish you the best on finding true happiness on a Facebook group that doesn't allow for negative posts. Some more comments. Visiting Pigeon Forge right now. Fantastic. In your timeshare. Love it. Someone is actually tuning in and watching me on their timeshare vacation. That is outstanding. I appreciate you taking time from your vacation to stare at me and listen to me babble on for now 15 minutes. Wow, I can't believe I've been doing this for 15 minutes. That goes very, very quick. Hello, Billy. Thanks for tuning in. Maybe that email's from Timeshare Salesman. Yeah, that certainly was one of the reactions that folks had. That maybe it was a salesman, someone that works for an upfront fee scammer, or someone clearly didn't like Tug. I don't really uh, see someone joining and then reading one post. I'm guessing they're a Marriott owner since they were talking about a Marriott post. Uh, but yeah, that was just a really, really bizarre email and a really, really bizarre reaction to something specific. Again, the forums are free, so they could have joined and read, and I'm sure they did prior to paying for the membership. I just thought that the demanding a refund was a bit over the top, but it is what it is. And again, Tug is here to help people. We don't not doing this for the money, so refunding your $15 when you're not satisfied with the membership, no problem at all. Again, wish you the best, and then hopefully you find the information that you're looking for on the Happy Happy Joy Joy Facebook pages that don't allow for people to talk about resale or anything bad like that. For the rest of you, I hope you continue to enjoy the Tug forums. More than 100,000 users registered. Still get hundreds and hundreds of finding Tug every single day. And we're certainly very, very proud that this community is able to help people and get them the information that they need completely free. We'll never ever charge for access to the forums. So if you need timeshare help, go to the forums, and I guarantee you that you'll get it. What was the next comment? Sorry, I got to go back to my notes here. Apologize. Fan mail. Oh, yes. Also, shout out to Tugger Slip. He reached 10,000 posts on the forums. He made me say this. So thank you very much. It's fantastic. 10,000 posts is truly impressive. And just absolutely amazing that some of the people in this community have been here for 10, 20, 30 years. Do you run a deficit for your website? That's actually a great question. Tug does not. We supplement the membership. Not everyone that joins the forums obviously pays to be a Tug member. We don't require it, nor do we solicit that in any way, shape, or form. The Tug memberships does cover the costs, which, like everything in this world, from eggs to gasoline, hosting a website, especially hosting multiple websites, since we have dedicated servers for each section, does cost money, but we don't run it to deficit. The membership, as well as the Google ads that we run on the site, do pay for the expenses and going on there. And I was very lucky in my life that I was able to retire as a Microsoft engineering consultant when I took over the business, and thus many. I was actually, oddly enough, worked for America Online out of college in my first year. So I was very, very lucky in stocks and internet technology stocks in the 90s. Just a good time to be in companies that gave you stock instead of really money. So not to say that Tug doesn't make money, which it absolutely does. But no, it doesn't run a deficit. Although COVID, I will say, we lost probably 20 to 25% of our membership almost overnight with COVID. So we went from just our revenue stream and the amount of people that were accessing and paying for memberships, went down 20, 25%. It's slowly come back up. But COVID really put a damper on Tug that year. Not that we weren't at risk of shutting down, and Tug is certainly not going anywhere. I will continue to run this site as long as I'm physically able to. I do enjoy the new video stuff and making these videos, and it just as a new way to get Tug out on social media. Is social media is here to stay. Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff is didn't even exist in the 90s and has now just taken over the universe, for lack of a better term. So anywhere someone's going to look for timeshare information, we certainly want them to find Tug. Tug is not the only place to find timeshare information, but unfortunately, it's still, even with an unlimited amount of knowledge and ability to search at your fingertips, people still buy timeshares without doing any research and until they get back. And it's always been amazing to me that even 10 years ago, or even when the internet was in full bloom, we always thought that the timeshare industry couldn't survive a cell phone giving you all the information you could possibly ask for. Type in anything timeshare related and get find Tug, which used to be at the top of many key searches. Timeshare advice, or did I get a good deal on my timeshare, stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, it's dominated by get out of your timeshare and so on and so forth. But still, people just don't do the research within the rescission period, and then we get more often than not, people will email us, "Hey, I found you," and it's too late. I bought a timeshare a couple months ago and finally started to do research on it. It's not what I wanted, and We hear this story every single day. I would gather that, for every one person that finds TUG in time to rescind, which we keep track of, and it's amazing. I think we're over 20 million in confirmed rescissions, which is mind blowing to me. That a single website, just by people browsing and finding it, have resulted in $20 million given back to owners. It's truly the most impressive thing for me on the website is that number alone. But so many more. I easily 10 more send us an email saying, hey, I bought this last year, bought it the year, a couple months ago or something, and it's just not what I thought I bought. And how do I get out of it? And unfortunately, the answer to that is very sobering and certainly not what they want to hear. Certainly not what the other websites out there will tell them, that there are easy solutions to get out of your timeshare as long as you pay us money up front. But we will continue to struggle to try and combat and beat out those other sites. Unfortunately, I worked with. That's an interesting fact. I worked with a gentleman on our SEO stuff for that's Google ads that we actively pay to promote TUG on Google, so they show up in ads and so on and so forth, kind of like you see on the forums if you're not logged in. But he mentioned he worked for, without knowing it, obviously, and we had a long conversation about his time there, worked for an upfront fee exit company. It was a known one. That's certainly not one of the top ones, but he claimed that they had an $80,000 a month AdWords budget. So it's $80,000 a month they were spending on Google ads, which is just absolutely blows my mind. And it's just not something that I could ever hope to compete with. I guess when you're getting, $5,000 for everyone that you attract and to do business with you, you can spend that much money per month. But unfortunately, Google has kind of shifted from native search engine results, which TUG used to dominate because of the age of the site and the content on it, to now just integrating the paid ads. Anytime you do a Google search now, it's very, very difficult to differentiate between the sponsored ad. You see a little link on it next time you do a Google search. Check it out. You can see a tiny little indication that it's a sponsored ad versus a natural search engine result, meaning a website that Google has chosen matches your search results versus something that someone has paid to show up at the top of Google. When someone is paying that much money, they're definitely going to be at the top. And then it used to be you get the top 3 native results and then a couple ads that people paid for, and now people can pay enough to be at the very top of Google without any care for content or what it does. And unfortunately, the upfront fee companies and the exit companies just dominate that space. $80,000 a month, that's just ridiculous. I doubt anyone can compete with that. Even I would imagine that the timeshare companies themselves probably would balk at trying to spend that kind of money to outrank them on Google. So, and I digress. I didn't really mean to get into all that, so I apologize. There's still people watching, so that's good. I didn't get anybody to sign off. So that was pretty much all we wanted to talk on to. I truly impressed with this community. Thanks again for 10,000 posts and all of the members on TUG. We have even more than that, which is even more staggering. It is really the owners that make this community a wonderful place to be. And I am absolutely proud to continue on what my father and those original timeshare owners started 30 years ago, which again, it's just a mind blowing that a website and a community has existed for that long. So here's to 30 years of TUG and then hopefully, 30 years more moving forward. I don't know how old I'll be. Math again. So at 45, I'll be in my 70s, almost 80s, 30 more years, but we'll see. We'll take a look at this video in 30 years and see how we've aged. So how old is Pop? Pop is 74. So actually Pop, yeah, it's pretty amazing. He is retired, enjoys, actually, they take more vacations now. That was one of the big, I'm rotating again. I'm sorry. I do that when I'm nervous. One of the big complaints when my father ran TUG for the longest time is he never got vacations. Running TUG was a full-time job, and it is now. It's almost the exact opposite. Where when I worked as a consultant, I traveled for work 45 weeks a year. I'd spend in hotels and in various cities. And so I jumped at the chance to work from home and start a family. And I've been very, very happy. I don't miss travel whatsoever. It's especially post 9/11 travel versus pre. It's just the things are just. I do not look forward to any air travel that I take these days. So thankfully, Jacksonville is just about 2 hours from Orlando. and I get to explore many Orlando resorts. I rent off the last minute rentals forum. I get discounted weeks from. Ooh, we got lots of questions, so I'll get to them. I'll get to them all. Type them all, and I'll answer all 20 of your questions. But I get to use last minute rentals, especially Orlando. Bonnet Creek's popular. The Wyndham Daytona. Just reserved a Wyndham Daytona week off the last minute rental forum for my mother and a few of her old school friends. That they had a wonderful long weekend at Ocean Walk for an absolutely rock bottom price. They had an absolute blast, and so I will continue to rent Orlando timeshares right off the TUG website, especially the last minute rental, since it's super easy for us to take a long vacation from Jacksonville. Just load up the kids in the car and go. Sometimes it's easy to rent the entire week because people give them away for $700 for an entire week or less. We'll even just check in, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, only using three or four of the nights. It's still worth it. Still cheaper than staying in a hotel. And it helps out a tugger who's, trying to get something to cover some of their maintenance fees. So I'll get to some of these questions. How many timeshares do you own? Divested most of the timeshares that my father and is in the family trust. Still own the Marriott. So the Heritage Club at Harbor Town is one that is a regularly still an actual legacy fixed week, and so that is one that trades very, very well in Interval International. I actually used it to trade for Frenchman's Cove in St. Thomas through Interval International, and thus kind of keep it around. It is kind of expensive maintenance fee wise because it includes the golf at that particular resort, and my kids aren't quite old enough to enjoy Hilton Head. Not exactly the most, they're 4 and 6. So Hilton Head is not high on their list of places to go, even though it's a beautiful place. And I went there as a kid, and I don't remember it being all that exciting for me either. So Orlando, Disney, Universal, Legoland, had a recent trip or had a recent desire there into space stuff. So we're going to go to try and do Kennedy Space Center. I'm trying to find a rental. Somebody will have one at that Cape Canaveral resort there, Holiday Inn. It's supposed to be super, super nice. A converted Ron John. And so I'm continuing to let my kids explore Florida through the joy of timeshares. And we base our vacations now on stuff that's available through the rental stuff, as it's just Pop himself is enjoying all of his built up accumulated Marriott rewards points. He is they just got back from I want to say 2 months in Hawaii, which is absolutely incredible. They sent me some awesome videos, whale watching and stuff. That sounds amazing. It's been 2 months in Hawaii, especially since that long plane ride over there and back. They get to take some amazing vacations now, and he certainly deserves it for not being able to take vacations for so long, and now basically just spending all his time enjoying timeshares in Central and South Florida. The Wyndham Clearwater is one he's mentioned is one of his favorites. It's super close from the Orlando area. And then he raves about it every time he goes. Good fishing, so he still loves to fish. Would it be possible to have a separate mini shell forum posting area, even though it's part of Wyndham? Maybe. I don't have any issue in creating shell. Is shells? I kind of thought shell was kind of morphed into that. I mean, I understand there's still shell owners there, but yeah, I mean, if there's, I'll go do a search when we get back and see how many actual shell posts we have. If there's a way to. I think we still have the world mark is under Wyndham. I'll have to go back and look. But if it's not, yeah, maybe we can add a shell forum if there's enough people making shell posts and there's not a place for them. I'll see what we can do to add it. So I'm all about making things easier for owners to share, give, and get information on the timeshares that they own in. So, how many people we got left chit chat? Look at that, up to 8, and listening to me ramble for 30 minutes. I'm actually impressed. Thank you so much. I'm truly humbled that anyone chimed in to listen, especially listening to me for 30 minutes. So I'll ask if there are any other questions or comments, and then 30 minutes is probably enough time to consider this successful, and post the recap on the forums, and we'll see what we can schedule for next week. I'll try and pick a different time, maybe later in the evening, so that we get more East Coast people getting off work and maybe West Coast people. It would be great for especially those who do exchanges and to ask questions. Sure. Hey, if it helps timeshare owners, I'm in favor of it. So I'll put it on my notes to do tonight. We'll see how many shell posts we have and see if we can create a shell forum. If not under Wyndham, maybe in the all other timeshare owners section, where we kind of add the new fledgling resort. And once it gets up to 1,000, if it's that popular and people want to talk about shell, it'll get its own forum. I'm all for it to to give people a place where they can go to chat about their timeshares. So, oh, sorry, I guess I got a text message there. I should have muted my phone. So another lesson learned: don't leave your phone in front of your desk not muted. You are most welcome, SoCal Skater. Thank you very much for tuning in. And if there are no other questions, I'll go ahead and say thank you again for tuning in. I can't express how humbled I am, again, that people are actually willing to listen to me ramble on about timeshares, but we'll pick some great topics and hopefully have more Q&A next time as we do another Talking Timeshares Live. Thank you very much for tuning in, and you guys have a wonderful day.